I'm quickly making my way to grab the pickaxe from the other village across the street. The African air was cold this morning. It was cold, wet, and it was even worse because I was feeling heavily ill as well. See, we had this task that was set out in the neighborhood care point with me and my friends where we would have to dig this hole as part of our expedition to Eswatini. The other groups were doing something else, building a kitchenette and everything around the sides, but me and my group, we were digging a hole. Now you see, I was kind of the main operator of the task because I was the only one with the endurance to continue swinging that pickaxe all day. I refused to take breaks and I just wanted to work. I was relentless. But today was different. I felt tired, I felt sluggish, I felt unmotivated. Burnt out? Probably, but I'd never really defined the word burnt out to myself. I'd heard it here and there, but I never really defined it to myself, so I didn't know what it was. So I just kept working and I kept working, and I got a fair amount of work done that day. You think I regret that? You think I regret working hard? Like, fuck no. It turned me into a much stronger man than I was before. And the load and the workload I'm able to deal with now is so much greater than it was before that point. So let's define burnout. Okay, what exactly is it? So it's basically just complete fatigue. So mentally, physically and emotionally. Fatigue across all areas. That's what burning out is. Because you generally burn out all your fuel, all your energy. And I want you to imagine, like, say for example, right? This is what burnout would feel like. So you've gone to work and you've put in all the effort that you can today. You've worked hard, you've done everything that you said you'd do. And then you go to the gym, you hit hard, and then you actually mentally prepare yourself for the gym and mentally work hard at the gym as well. And obviously physically. When you come home with that tired feel, like aching everywhere, mentally tired, you can't be asked to do anything. And as soon as you hit your bed, done. You're into sleep, you're napped. Yeah, that's what burnout is. Well, for the day at least. And it's mentally and emotionally and physically, it's more to the mental side. That's where burnout genuinely comes from. I'll be honest, I only really searched up that definition for this video. I didn't really know what the definition of burnout was until I decided to search it up so I could explain it to you. And I feel like that's been a blessing in my life. Because I've just not defined what burnout was. So maybe I did feel it a couple times. Maybe I did come across situations where I was burnt out, but I wasn't able to define it saying, Vance, you're burnt out. You shouldn't work as much today. I've never had the situation or the privilege to do that because I didn't have a definition for it. So the problem came across and I was just like, oh, I just feel sluggish. Disciplined my way through this shit, brute force, and I got the work done. It's just I didn't define the word and I didn't need it in my life, or I didn't know what the atmosphere was like or what I felt like when I was burnt out. So I just looked at it as another day and kept working. And this goes on to my first point on how to avoid burnout is, bro, you either adapt or you die. That's what we do as humans, right? Whatever you do, you can't overwork, you can't overtrain. You either adapt and work more, or you die. And chances are, you're not dying. You're not going to die from working a few extra hours. You're not going to die from doing the work from the day, or doing what you have to do. But you will adapt, and it's going to suck, it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult. But that's the point. You do the hard things, you do the difficult things, and you grow into the person that you want to be. That's valuable because no one else is going to do it. No one else is going to wake up at 3 AM and get the work done. No one else is going to sit down and do the homework that you have to do, or the project you have to do, or that side hustle that you've been planning to do for the past 6 months. No one else is going to do it other than you. If you want to do that, you have to put the hours in. There's no burnout. You have the energy, you have the ability, you have the capability to sit down and do the task at hand. But you just can't be asked to do that because you want to say that you're burnt out from everything that you're doing. Chances are, when you have an increased workload, you're going to find it harder. So you're going to find it more difficult. Of course you will. And some days you won't feel as great. Some days you're going to feel sluggish. Some days you won't feel like doing the thing. But you've got to understand that those are the days that you've worked all this discipline for. All this self-improvement, all this discipline. Why have you got it now? Why are you only using it on the days where you feel good? What's the point of your discipline then? Your discipline has been built for the days that you feel shit, for the days that you feel bad, so that you can work past those days. And I think a lot of people have forgotten that. It's like, oh, I have this discipline for this or this or this. Discipline is doing the thing when you don't feel like doing the thing. It's not doing the thing when I feel like doing the thing. That's motivation. Discipline is when I feel like fucking crap, when I feel like fucking shit, and I still get up and do the thing that I need to do. So I need you to understand you're going to adapt when you have a difficult task in front of you. You don't burn out, you're going to adapt. So keep doing work. You feel sluggish? Keep working. You feel shit? Keep working. And you will adapt to the workload. You will adapt to the things in front of you. I want you to avoid letting feelings define what you do or the work that you get done. Too many people do this. And it actually gets on my nerves sometimes where it's like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. Okay, do you need to get that thing done? Yes. Then fucking do it. I don't understand this. It's like when you think about it from a logical perspective, as a man, you're going to think very logically. I have this piece of work. It's pretty hard. Do I have to do this piece of work? Yes. Then let me fucking do it. It's like you have the ability to move, right? You have the ability to move your legs, to move your arms, and sit down and do the thing. So go do it. Don't feel a certain way and then decide not to do a piece of work. I think that's people just throw the word burnout around, and I'm sure a lot of people get burnt out because you genuinely can't do things, and that shit can last for years, especially when you get really bad burnt out. But you can't use that as an excuse to be like, oh, I don't want to do this work, I'm burnt out today. If anything, that's an insult to the people that are actually burnt out. If you keep working and you keep working, and you just stop when it comes to a little bit of difficulty and say, oh, I'm burnt out, man. Say most days you are motivated towards something. And the one day a hard day comes across, you say, oh, I'm burnt out now. Instead of using discipline to go past it. It confuses me. So listen, you watching this right now, genuinely, bro, no more burnout, no more bullshit. You keep working, okay? Understand that. Now, I guess there are some things, right, that can help you avoid burnout, or on a long-term scale. And it's something that I do right now as well. And I was talking to my friend about this when he was telling me that he was burnt out and everything. And I told him I don't really get burnt out. And we kind of came to a conclusion, it's because I do these certain things, so maybe it'll help you as well. I used to take, well, even now, time to time, I take regular walks through the park. Like regular walks in nature. Or sometimes I'll give myself 10-15 minutes in a day where I'll just be standing at my window, looking outside and just breathing in fresh air, or meditating or reading. These things can help me avoid burnout because they're rest. They're technically comfort for my mind. Looking outside, taking the sun in, breathing fresh air, walking in the park. If you have a dog, that's brilliant because you get your walks every day. It helps you relax your mind. Don't take your phone, don't take your music. Someone in my comments actually mentioned this the other day, where he basically was talking about how walking his dog was really good for his mental health, and speaking to other people was really good for it as well. So do that. Walk your dog. Go out for a walk, breathe some fresh air, drink some water, that would help. Meditate and read. All these things are tasks that can help you bring that mental stress down, so you can actually keep working at the things that you want to work at, and the things that you find important. And that's how you avoid burnout. Right. Thank you for listening, man. Go get it.